Hello, and welcome to another Monday night stream. I'm going to be working on chapter 28. Just making sure the sound's working. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Obviously, I have been working on chapter 28 between now and finishing 27. There's a very complex scene that I'm working on. I'm not going to try and stream that because it's already demanding on my system, and I don't think having OBS and all the streaming stuff going at the same time is going to be too successful. So we're going to work on this little one instead. Krogan, hello, welcome. As you can see, we've got Lando and Aves. I need to get rid of his cloak because his cloak doesn't work properly in on the verse. How's it going? Oh, it's not too bad. Bit tired. How about you? Excuse me. Doing good. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. So I'm going to get started. Normally I'd wait a little bit, but I'm pretty tired, so I want to get started and see how much progress we can make. It's not a complex scene. There's no dialogue or anything, so I think we'll get pretty far getting it done. Yes, hi. Always good to see progress. Well, thank you. Yeah, I've done. Let me think. I've done a lot of this scene. It's all rendered. A lot of this chapter. It's all rendered. There's a very complex sequence or scene, which I'm not going to try and stream because it already slows my computer to a crawl as it is. So if I try and stream that on top of that, I don't think it's going to make for a pleasant viewing experience or a pleasant working experience. So I'm not even going to attempt it. So I'm going to be working on this smaller bit instead. Thoughts on the previous episode of Ahsoka? I would say that there was a certain fight sequence, and I know that I'll just say that everyone. I kind of want to be a bit vague for spoiler reasons, but there was a certain fight sequence that there were some interesting camera angles chosen, and I don't think they were the right ones. But that's just me. Overall, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing where that ending goes, particularly on the Thrawn side of things. Crypto Nude, hello, welcome. Don't believe I've seen you here before, so welcome to the streams. Very diplomatic way to put it. Yeah. Yeah, I just felt like that fight sequence could have been better, and I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this who's seen it knows exactly what I'm talking about. Glad to be here. Well, I'm glad you're here too. Alright, so the idea is these two are going to be looking out a window and watching what's happening over there. Now, obviously I haven't built the wall on the window yet, but let's get the characters animated first, and then we'll put in the wall and the window and the camera after that. So I need to find the animations for them. Now, I do believe I imported them. You can't see what I'm doing because the content window is on the other screen. Yep, here it is. That one is for Aves. Janesh, your shows are excellent. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my work. And this is Lando. So this should give you an example of the work that goes into bringing it to life. Now, this is a very simple sequence that I'm working on. Excuse me. Every animation, because it's all motion captured, but the import process always starts it in the T-pose. So I trimmed that out because you don't need it. And they're not necessarily facing the correct direction. And some clipping, like you see Lando's hand there is in his leg. And so is Aves, actually. But so we're going to be working on fixing that. But yeah, let's see, Aves starts in the T-pose, and then he turns around. It's just part of the process of bringing animation in. It's really easy to fix, because I just chopped off the T-pose section of the animation there, and I just rotate him around. There we go. So let's have a quick look through. Now the idea here is they raise their weapons. Timing's not quite right, not quite lined up, and I believe I've tried several different weapon types for Aves. Obviously Lando is more of a blaster pistol kind of guy. Alright, and at the end Lando returns to the T-pose, so we're going to chop that off. Man, you've been doing a wonderful job so far. Please keep up the work. You should be writing. Well, I'm pretty sure if they wanted to hire me that they could find a way to get in contact. Alright. Did Ahsoka take ideas from your streams? I'd be surprised if it did. So I don't think they're going to do an exact adaptation of the Thrawn trilogy, but if they did, Ahsoka takes place before any of it. So yeah, it'd basically be the last episode of Ahsoka would be Chapter 0. Because when Heir to the Empire begins, Thrawn has already taken control of the Imperial fleet, and obviously that will happen soon after Ahsoka, but it doesn't happen in the show. I mean, you don't really need to see it as such, because you know exactly that's going to happen. Right, so that's Lando taken care of for now. So let's have a look at Aves. What's the first weapon? Big blaster like that. Okay, I think that is what we want. So we're going to trim off. Let's try trimming off that much of Lando, of Aves animation, to see if we can. It's a little bit too much. I want Lando to raise his weapon first. So let's try that. Have you ever read the book Star Wars Death Troopers? I tried to read it. I couldn't. I didn't enjoy the horror aspect to it. It wasn't. I can appreciate what they were trying to do, something different, but it wasn't for me. And I do like zombie stories, and I watch The Walking Dead. I mean, I still watch The Walking Dead. Even though we're on the spin-off shows. Though no spoilers for Daryl Dixon, because I didn't realise it started, so I'm not fully caught up with it yet. I only seen the first 2 episodes. Right, so we're going to have the camera about there. Do we have a, no, we don't have a camera. That's good. Okay, place the camera here. So that camera's fixed. So when I set it to preview, that it just lets me look around. But the actual camera that you guys are going to be watching this completed scene from is this one here, when it renders out. So let's switch back to that so we can see what we're doing. There's a little bit of an issue there, and on this neck. Those can be fixed. Aves looks a little bit weird there. Let's try and fix the ears. Don't think it's going to show up, but there's the motion layer editor. You can see the bones that make up his character. But the actual window has some other options which I don't think you can see. So it's letting me select which bone I want to edit. And the idea is just to make it feel a little bit more natural. So let's watch through. No, I think actually it does need to be looking that way a bit more. Thank you. I think your work is great. Well, I do appreciate that. Thank you. So what I think I'm going to do, go back to preview. I'm going to rotate Aves a little bit that way, and we're going to bring him a little bit close to the camera there. Actually, what I think I might do instead is just move the camera in closer. There we go. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, we're going to go for something like that. So I don't need to worry about fixing the clipping hands because they're not visible anyway. Right, so we want blasters for them. Let's see what we've got in the collection. Just finding the collection first. Here we go, Star Wars weapons. Owen, hello, welcome. Amazing. Do you have a team or only just you? I have a team of voice actors, but the actual animation is just me. I've got Big Blaster 2 and Big Blaster 3. So let's have a look at that for Aves. Might need to go to preview mode. Oh. Okay, it's that one. It's a little bit too big for what I had in mind, but we'll go with it for now, and I'll look for something different off stream. But as a placeholder, I think this will work. Now, the reason I don't want to use this is I've already got several other characters using these huge blasters, and I feel like maybe other characters, I mean, they're smugglers, so they're not going to have, they're not stormtroopers, so their weapons choices are not going to be uniform like stormtroopers would be, or the a proper military. They're going to use whatever they're comfortable with personally. Keep up the good work, man. Here's waiting for the movie version. Yeah, when I finish 32, I will make a part 2 movie, which will be the second half of the book. Obviously, I need to finish the second half of the book before I can do that. Gunnar, hello, wonderful people. Hello, welcome. I don't think I've seen you for quite some time, so welcome. I didn't mean to do it that way. Let's try it again. This is just a placeholder blaster because, like I said, I want to find something different. But it works for... As you can see, that is way too massive for the screen. Actually, let's get rid of that. It's way too big, even for as a test. We'll give him a Stormtrooper blaster. It indeed has been some time, thank you, it's good to be back. Well, I'm glad you're back. AFK, hello, welcome. Always good to see you here. AFK does some rather good Star Wars videos. I did enjoy a recent one with the standoff with the scout troopers in the bar. I sent that to a friend of mine who cosplays as a scout trooper. Right, let's try this again. That is not helpful. But for some reason, that blaster's not showing up. Alright, let's delete that. Let's try a different blaster rifle. What were your thoughts on most of the New Republic senators not taking the threat to Thrawn's return seriously? Kind of fits with how the New Republic Senate consider the threat of Thrawn in Heir to the Empire, especially Borsk Failure not thinking that the Empire was a threat anymore because he was too busy with his own political ambitions. So I don't generally have a good impression of politicians based on real life interactions with some of the ones that live nearby, but we might go into that. Now, okay, here we go. I don't know what was happening there. I think you represented Thrawn in true form. Oh, thank you. Alright, let's try and give him this blaster. What's wrong with this thing? Oh, it's set to invisible, that's why. Okay, at least I know why that one wasn't working. Right, I'm going to have a quick drink of water. It's important to stay hydrated. I think that Senator was inspired by Borsk Failure too. Did Timothy Zahn get any kind of credit in the Ahsoka series? I don't remember seeing one. I have to admit, I didn't watch the full credits all the way through because they're so tiny to read. I need to examine them carefully. I would hope that they did give him some credit at least. Sienna was like that in Resistance 2. I didn't watch the second season of Resistance, but I do remember he was saying something about the First Order isn't a threat, even as the First Order was just using firing Starkiller Base and destroying the New Republic. So he hasn't really changed much. I never watched Resistance because it seemed too childish for me. Yeah, I don't think it was designed for an adult audience. I found the main character really annoying. Yeah, it's good that kids had a show aimed at them. Right, I'm giving Lando a briar pistol. Hey, this is Somebody X. Luke Matic, hello, welcome. Or should I say Somebody X? Under a new identity. Right. Let's have a look at. We're going to adjust Lando's fingers there. Trigger discipline obviously important. Let's adjust the position of the briar pistol. I'm at work, so using normal account while I'm on the forklift. Well, fair enough. Do be careful though. Yeah, don't text and forklift. It's good advice. Right, back to Lando. Going to adjust his fingers because look, there's some clipping there, and need to fix that. Finger there, and last one there. Fix the clipping issues. Start with that one. That one. Need to tighten the grip. No. So I'm just talking to. I don't normally talk to myself when I'm animating stuff. I'm just trying to describe what I'm doing, while also concentrating on getting the positioning right. I think that looks good. Let's watch the. Yeah. Just going to adjust Lando's head because it looks a little off there. Let's try that. There we go. Alright, now to do the same for Aves. Let's see, where was he? Right, let's go with that. Tighten his grip on the blaster. Blaster's not actually in his hand. Let's fix that. That looks pretty good. Move his other hand. Yeah, so some of the X, please don't. Do be careful using a forklift while watching the stream. I don't want any accidents happening. Yep, that's good. Right, let's adjust his fingers on this hand. Floopy, hello and welcome. Okay, the blaster's not quite in his hand properly yet, so let's fix that before we do anything else, because otherwise they're still going to... Wherever I do next, if I don't get the position right now, all this finger adjustment is not going to mean much, because it's going to clip like that and there. So I'm late, but I'm glad I'm here. Well, I'm glad you're here too. Are you on Discord? I don't have a Discord for this channel, for this series, because I think I would probably spend more time talking to you guys about Star Wars than actually working on Heir to the Empire, which isn't good for finishing the series off. So there's no Discord, I'm afraid. I have thought about creating one, but no. I saw the creator on Saturday night. It was pretty good. Oh, yeah, I saw that last week and I really enjoyed it. I feel like more people need to go and see it because it was surprisingly low budget. It doesn't look like the budget. The way it looks is stunning all the way through, and it looks like they had a much bigger budget to work on it than they actually did. So more people need to go and see it because we need more original stories and movies. And if no one goes to see the creator, we won't get more. Happy belated birthday. Why, thank you. So that's that side done. We're going to adjust his other hand. which is quite simple. Just do that. I need to adjust his thumb. There we go. Very good. Right, next thing I need to do is set that hand to be attached to the blaster as well, so that it stays with it rather than any random clipping. So let's watch through. There we go. I used to search for voice actors. I am not actually. Every character for the rest of the book has been cast. I got a lot of the recordings. I don't have all the recordings, but I don't need any more voice actors for the show. But I do appreciate the query. Okay, I better save that because I'm quite happy with the way it's looking so far. Let's watch it through it again. Obviously there's a little bit of clipping there on his neck, and we're going to sort that out. Maybe off stream, because it's not the most exciting thing to fix. Right, so I think I want to make Lando stand a bit higher at that bit. Alison Janney was great as the military leader, such a great contrast to CJ Craig. I feel like I've seen her in something before, but I can't place it. But she was really good. I realised I should just look her up on IMDb, I just haven't got round to it. I want Lando to be there. I think I'm going to lower him here so it looks like they're popping up to watch. Just to see if that works. Lower him there. Just right, let's watch. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Yeah, it did work. Okay, that's good. Ooh, excuse me. So just saving again. Right, it's time to build the wall and the window. I'm just going to use some simple objects here. It doesn't have to be anything too elaborate. Just having a look, see what I've got. No, I won't go for that. Go for this. No, that's not the one I wanted either. Hold on. I don't remember where it is. Actually, you know what? We will just go for this one. texture in a minute. Yeah. So let's bring that there. Let's actually look at preview mode, so I can make it a little bit higher. Watch it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Now for texturing, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Yep. And just paste that texture there onto it. Alright, so we're going to duplicate that, so that goes up there. Lower it a little bit so it looks like they've got a narrow field of vision, so let's have a look. Oh, excuse me, pretty tired. I'm not going to sleep just yet. I kind of want to do a little bit more on this first. Alright, so we need to... when I render this, I want the room they're in to be fairly dark. So basically need to seal them in. So we'll have that goes up to there. Now these last few walls I'm placing, they won't be visible to anyone watching, but I guess you guys will know they're here because you're watching me do this. Duplicate another one. Doesn't matter if it's too big. Like I said, it's not going to be visible. Does need to go through the wall there though. Right, and of course one on this side. I just notice here this is a hole at the bottom of the you know what, I think the bottom might work because it'll let a little bit of extra light in that will help with the, because obviously I do want it to be dimly lit in this little room, but I don't want it to be so dark that you can't see the faces at all. But that's not something for tonight's stream. But yeah, just let's have Aves rise up as well. So Lando is looking there. Doesn't have to be exact, of course, because they're not going to move exactly the same pace. And we'll have drop it down there. So let's see how this looks. Yeah. Master Luke, hello and welcome. Always good to see you here. For those who don't know, Master Luke is the voice of Luke Skywalker in Heir to the Empire. Right, let's watch this again. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Now, apart from the clipping issue, which I'm not going to fix on the stream tonight, I'm quite happy with the way those two are looking. Now, that's not the only thing I need to do for the scene, because they are looking out the window, so we need to show you what they're looking at. So, bring in the stormtrooper. Oh, okay, I forgot about that. Let's bring in the stormtrooper. This is a low quality stormtrooper model. The idea is I need to place these in the distance. How do you feel about Dune? I only saw the first one a week ago and I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I read the book when I was a teenager and I really enjoyed the book, and I've seen the old film from the 80s, which I can appreciate some aspects of it, and there are other bits that kind of make me raise an eyebrow, and obviously lots of the stories missing. And then the sci-fi miniseries from about 20 years ago, that was pretty good. It's more faithful to the book. Obviously extremely low budget, the CGI has not aged well, but if you can get past the terrible CGI, it is faithful to the book. And as for the new film, I really enjoyed that. It offered me a lot of inspiration. I can't wait to see part 2. So hopefully the actors' strike will be resolved soon, so that they can release it. Because I know they want to have they want a big red carpet premiere. But yeah, this is a low quality stormtrooper, low poly stormtrooper, so I can put quite a few in the distance and it doesn't slow things down too much. And you're not going to see some of the issues with the low quality model because they're too far away. So I'm looking for animation. There we go. And I'm looking for that's what I'm looking for. Let's see what happens. Good, but walking in the wrong direction. I need him walking that way. Alright. I feel like there's something wrong there. Let's watch it again. No, it was right. Okay. Did anyone watch the new episode of Loki? I did. Quite intrigued by where the story is going. Let's duplicate the stormtroopers a few times. See how that looks. His legs look a little bird-like. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there because they shouldn't. But if I hide them under the window, then maybe it can't really see them so well. Almost like they don't come back far enough. I think what happened is there's a mode to make the feet touch the ground, and it will push the legs up if you try and move the character down too far. So I think when I did the when I saved this motion, I'd had that on, and it must have raised the legs a bit too much. I don't know. He was a great addition to the cast. Looking forward to seeing what happens with that show. Obviously not quite at the same level as I was looking excited for Ahsoka and Thrawn. But nevertheless, I'm intrigued and I want to know more. I think having his legs hidden hides the problem. I mean, I guess I know it's there and you guys know it's there, but yeah. Well, the good thing about these stormtroopers is I can put a lot of them in, and it's not really a problem. So I'm going to duplicate them. Right, let's see how that looks. I think I might have made a few too many actually there. If I wouldn't want to go against them unless they had level 3 deflect like Jedi Outcast, because those troopers can actually shoot you. That brings back memories. I did enjoy the Jedi Outcast in Academy games. Right, let's get rid of those. So if anyone is watching from Canada, I'd like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Right, let's try and reduce the number of stormtroopers. I think that looks about right. The Council of the Wills. Hello, welcome. Watch it again. Do you use those trooper voice clips from the PK3 files? It depends on what I need the stormtroopers to do. Some of the stormtroopers have specific dialogue, so I've got a few voice actors to do different stormtrooper voices. But for sort of the generic sounds, then I do use some of those Jedi Outcast sound clips. I'm pleased with this. Such a simple moment, but I'm very pleased with it. Alright, let's... Random question, but how long do you think Heir to Empire Part 2 will take to render? You mean what's left, or once it's finished and putting it all together? Because the first one, how long it will take to finish, I don't know. How long it will take to render? Some of these scenes are quite intensive. If I need to re-render anything, well, it's going to depend on... Oh, that's why it wasn't working. I was trying to drag the animation in, not the stormtrooper. If I need to re-render anything, then that will take time, and it will depend on what it is that needs to be rendered again. For the actual editing the movie together, if I were to just stitch together the chapters, that takes about 15 minutes, and then the render process, if I remember from part 1, took about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I can't remember. I imagine chapter 30 might be quite intensive to make. Oh yeah, and 31. I actually started doing some of those intensive moments already. I will not be streaming those. I want to share those completed. Let's have a stormtrooper there. Completely not visible. Why is he... Oh, because he's standing there and he needs to be over there. Take the guard position. Turn him around. Not quite sure what's going on with his legs there, but let's fix that. Yeah, chapter 30 and 31, both very challenging, but also a lot of fun to work on. Don't know what's going on with his foot there. Do they ever say who Mount Tantis, the original Guardian, was? Or was it always Juros? It was not always Juros, but I don't believe they go into the detail on who the original Guardian was. But we're going to duplicate that Stormtrooper. So there's one guarding that side of the door as well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that's going to be it for me for this evening. I'm getting pretty tired, but I feel like we've accomplished a lot. There's a couple of extra things I need to finish on this one, which, like the clipping on his there, and a couple of other little details which I'm going to put in. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with the way this has turned out. I'm also glad I got to share making it with you guys. Hopefully, it won't be too long before you can see it finished. We called the original Guardian was revealed in Bad Batch. It would. Let me save. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to head off to bed. So thank you all for coming. As always, I enjoyed our conversation. As you can see, chapter 28 is well underway. We see more Mount Tantis and Bad Batch. Well, luckily season 3 is coming, so I'm not exactly sure when the release date is going to be, but we'll see it sometime next year. So yeah, thank you all for coming. May the throne be with you. Take care and good night.